Sup traders, it is April 11th, 2023, starting the trading day at 9:22 a.m. So, I've made the same error 3 straight times, and I feel pretty good about the month. In my opinion, I've only made these 3 errors, and it's the same error. I made it Thursday, I made it Sunday, and I made it yesterday. And what this error is so I started trading Forex and indices in March. I decided to stop this month and focus on crypto. But I would enter those Forex and index trades right around 11 a.m. Why? Because that's when the close is for me, and I'm trading the daily chart. But that habit of entering orders at 11 has stayed with me. On last Thursday, I entered an ETH long at 10:30, 10:40. Based on if the daily closed like this, it's a good signal. But the daily did not close like that. I'm 3.5 hours early. A lot of volatility came in the change. Sunday, I entered a Bitcoin short, where if the daily closes like this is a signal. But the daily didn't close like that. Volatility came in. Now, I made the same mistake yesterday, but I closed my longs way too early. I closed them because if the daily closed like this, it would be a close. It would be a close symbol. But the daily didn't close like that. 3 hours, right? So 3 times in a row, I've diagnosed the problem. I'm good at diagnosing problems. Solutions. So here's solutions. Now, I always feel, and this is my experience with behavior modification, being a behavior modification coach in the past, and just doing things like quitting coffee, quitting alcohol, quitting weed, whatever it is, changing my patterns of behavior. The best way is not more discipline. The best way is creating more desirable behavior alternatives. So, for instance, like if I'm not supposed to trade Bitcoin until as close to 2 p.m. as possible, how does it profit me or benefit me to be on the charts right now at 9:30 a.m. and to sit here on the charts until 2 and try to do nothing? That's setting myself up for failure, right? That's setting myself up for failure. So what is a preferable solution? Well, first, I don't want to wait until 2 to look at the chart because 2, I am at my peak mental acuity at 9:30 a.m. This is when I'm sharpest. I'm going to make decisions now. Afternoon lunch slump. No, it's not necessarily a great time to make decisions. So I do want to look at the chart and do preliminary work and say, okay, now I know how the close might happen, but I need to wait for that close. But a couple more desirable behavior alternatives. The first one would be for me to um, go back to trading Forex and indices at that time, which I think I'm going to do. And this morning, I have about an hour. I'm going to do the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin and ETH, preliminary review. I'm going to look at Forex, which I'm going to paper trade. If I like the trade, I'll take it in my FTMO challenge account. The FTMO challenge is quite difficult because of not offering any leverage. If I like a position, like I can't add to a winner, no leverage on Bitcoin's a problem. So I like the idea of trading Forex on that. I also like the idea of trading Forex on this account, funded account, and crypto on this funded account. So if something goes wrong on one, the other ones might be fine, rather than trading both accounts exactly the same. It's an extra level of security. So trading Forex, and then at 11, from 11 to 12 today, there's surf. I'm gonna go surf, and I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna do something, you know, and I'm gonna wait. But I'm not gonna ask myself to wait for 5 hours and stare at the screen. That's asking myself to lose. So that's the game plan for today in an hour. I'm gonna work on my algos. I'm gonna do preliminary Bitcoin and ETH, and I'm gonna do Forex, and then I'm gonna take a break for an hour to go surf, And then yeah, I'll work for an hour to an hour and a half right now. And then I'll come back in the early afternoon and trade Bitcoin close at the close. Seems way better, right? And the goal is to make a more interesting life anyways. So since I'm in no rush to do anything, it's 9:30. I'm gonna start with my algo work. Um, well, let me run through my, and I'm in no trades. I'm not really compelled to check when I'm flat anyways. My main mission with trading is to create a full-time consistent income from part-time work so I can focus on living a healthy, active, social, entertaining lifestyle, right? That's the mission statement anyways. Affirmations. I'm a consistently profitable trader over a weekly period because of my simple ability to wait. If I wait until the close, there will be a clearer picture of what to do and I will be more successful as a trader. I avoid entering too early because the daily candle can change significantly between 10 and 12 p.m. Many of my recent errors have been from taking trading actions during this time. If I wait, there will be several extremely good high probability setups per week that I will recognize and profit from. It's normal for me to not put on a trade or take a trading action during a trading day. If I see no signal, I'm not going to trade, but I'm not going to expect myself to sit at the computer for 5 hours and not take a trade. I need to get offline and do something, create a more desirable behavioral alternative. I only take high probability trades. If a trade is missing confluence, I don't take it. I don't mind being out of the market. I'm happy to decline trading opportunities. I need ETH BTC and ETH BTC to be in majority confluence to take a trade. It's easy for me to pass funding challenges and earn payouts in funding accounts. I'm grateful for every past error and missed trading opportunity which have been necessary to develop my trading system and habits where they are today. For real. Like the most current error of like sitting at the computer, if like the solution is that I have to go surf or go snorkel or go paddleboard or go to the gym or do something for an hour from 11 to 12, that's a fucking thank you for that error, right? A great solution that I wouldn't have without the error. My trading system and habits will repay every error and missed opportunity over the coming years. I'm comfortable waiting for the daily close to decide my course of action, whether to close, enter, or exit. April process close. Trade more conservatively. Screen my entry triggers for additional confirmation and confluence, increase win percentage. Say no to trades that aren't high probability. Enter on a closer retracement or use a market order to get filled in more winning trades. Trade with a wider stop. Trade with the nearer take profit, which I guess I'm doing. Close losing trades when probability of success becomes slim. Echo zone triggers. Enter all trades on funding challenges. Win more than 50% of my trades. Lose fewer than 10 trades. RR 2 or greater. Make 3R plus a week. Make 10 or a month. Pass the funding challenge. So let's look at our results right now. On the month, April is going pretty good. I have 7 wins, 4 losses, which is a 63% win rate. I have a 1.3 RR, which I'd like to be higher. Profit 8,486, loss 3,600, net P&L just under 5,000. Nice job. I could end the month now and I would be okay and happy, but I'm going to keep trading reasonably, solidly, professionally, and I need to pass these funding challenges, which I'm going to do. So, trading model. I want to edit this. New. Format. Check every 24 hours. function on enter conditions. If not entered, or okay, if today's BTC candle dot lowest is greater than yesterday's BTC candle dot lowest, and last daily BTC. Interesting. Okay. And both sweep the lows, both break out. Oh, there's four. There's four possibilities. And or today's BTC candle dot close is greater than yesterday's BTC candle dot close. And today's ETH writing code, baby. It's getting converted by actual jobs. Okay, or this is the last one. And okay, I'm missing something here. Today's Bitcoin candle lotus is greater than yesterday's Bitcoin candle lotus. Right. Today's candle lotus is less than, but the close is higher. Or exit conditions, stop loss conditions, entered, and today's candle lowest Today's candle that lowest. Okay, if today's candle highest is greater than yesterday's candle highest, and today's candle close Okay, now let's go to the charts. Something I really want to try to avoid doing is think about how much more money I could have made if I had not made that mistake yesterday when I look at the charts. I want to just forget and be fresh and trade the day as it is. So, it is what it is, but we'll take a look. Um, okay. So I closed right here, and I did hit my target of 30,300 eventually. Yeah, that's crazy. And the daily close was here. So if I had let it run, I'm just gonna review, like, I was long in here with the 1.25% stop. And if I let it run to my target of 3,300, I would have made so much more. But, you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to come back to Bitcoin and ETH. ETH printing short. Honestly, ETH is not that far above where I closed. I closed right in here. And it's okay, I learned. So, let's move on. But I'm a little bit interested in, it's definitely not a long. ETH printing a short. And Bitcoin's printing a short on the 12-hour, which isn't necessarily good enough, but um, yeah, there might be an ETH short, maybe. I don't like that we didn't take the high. Maybe on one of these other ones we did. No. But yeah, closing Bitcoin early was so bad. Like it ran to my target. And I took less than half of what I should have if I had followed my system. But it's okay. We survive and we move on. Now, to avoid jumping the gun early, I'm going to come back to crypto because I don't know how it's going to close today. I just want to kind of review that. And let's look at um, this is my warm up. It's too early to say what the daily candle is going to be. So I think it's too early to do this work. Right. Like filling this out and then it changes. I don't like it. So let's start with the dollar. Um, and for this, the candle closes in an hour, so I think it's okay for me to do this. But the dollar, right now, okay, let's start on the monthly. Oh, here we go. Previous month is a short. Current month to me is a week long. Why is it a week long? Well, my signal is sweeping the previous month. So actually, I'm still long. On the monthly, at least. Previous week is long. Current week is short. It's not really a signal. So I'm maybe not going to record a signal. It's unclear. Maybe we get some perspective on the daily. I would call it a short. We didn't sweep the previous day's high, but we swept a high from 2 days ago, which qualifies. We haven't swept a low yet. And then this was also a short signal. So we have a couple short signals on the daily. Let's look at the 12-hour. Current 12 hours is short. Yeah, I just did nothing. Catch a 5R on that Bitcoin. I only caught 2R. Passed my funding challenges. Another 3R on my FTMO. Man, yeah, but I diagnosed the problem and I know how to fix it, so it is what it is. Did candle reverse color? Yeah, reversed red. Big red body. We swept just this previous day's high. And we didn't run any lows or nothing, did we? No. What was the previous day signal? Was also a short. We're kind of at and breaking resistance. I would say. Breaking. Dominance weekly signal. Local liquidity. Well, I think it's less liquidity driven. But my local readings are short. Yeah. So GBP USD. Add a watch list. And AUD USD. Okay. So let's start with the monthly. Previous was a long. Currently we're short on the monthly. So this is where it's sort of confusing. Why? Because we don't have a clean break. We're under. Current week, no signal. Current week signal. I mean, I guess it would be a long because it's green with a big wick. Previous week signal was a short because it would be swept. Current day signal on the euro is actually a short. Why? We swept 2 levels. No. Okay. It candle reverse color. Oh. Okay. Previous day signal was it a long? I don't think so. We have back-to-back shorts on the daily. The 12-hour is a short sweep. I don't really care about trend lines that much with Euro USD. I want it on Forex.com. Yeah, this is the one that I want. Okay. Um, it doesn't really look like we are at like a super interesting level. Oops. As far as trend lines go. Okay. GBP. I'm gonna go back to one pane. GBP on the monthly. GBP is even a little more bearish to me because we swept this twice. So in the monthly, the previous month was actually short for. Oh no, this is a monthly. I want to see for GBP. No, previous month was long. That's not right. GBP monthly. Previous month was. I'd say short chart. Weekly. Short, not really a signal in the weekly. It hasn't had much volatility. Day signal is a short. Short reverse. Good candle reverse color. No. It has a big wick. And it's up 2 levels. Previous day signal was a short because we closed under that. $12 short. So how can the dollar be a short and these can also be a short? No. I'm gonna have to reanalyze. Big wick. Okay. GBP looks like a short candidate to me. AUD on the monthly. Current month's along. Previous month was also a short. Sorry. AUD also printing shorts on the weekly. Well, we currently have a long on the weekly, short on the previous week, long on the current week. Actually, well, the current day is actually a long because we didn't sweep anything and we're above this. So it's also actually a long reverse. Yes. We're above the level from 2 days ago. Previous day signal was a short. I mean, we're definitely more testing resistance right now and testing support than we are testing resistance. So a lot of things are telling me to short GBP. I want to go back to the dollar. It's just so weird. But yeah, if there's a trade, it would be short GBP. It might not be that good considering the mixed signal I'm getting on the dollar. And also we had a pretty big sweep of the lows. So I feel like it'd be more interesting doing nothing. Or not more interesting, but more safer. That would be my idea. Why would we change course now? Because of this level. We've rejected here twice before. And we're showing some signs of rejection. This might be only good enough for paper trading. Because if I'm looking here, like why Wow. We swept these levels, but wasn't necessarily that strong a rejection. The price is currently coming up. It doesn't really feel like a long, but I mean, we're in an extended uptrend that could last for so long. Like, but even in those trends, there's big bad moves. But for instance, in here, yeah, there are plenty of big moves even in an uptrend. To the downside. So the idea for this trade would be price is coming up right now, so we're going to enter here. We shouldn't sweep this one. Okay, let's move on to indices. Current month is a short. Previous month was long. Current month is short. Previous week was short. Current week is no signal. Current week signal. Okay. Current day signal is short. I believe I had paper traded a short on one of these days. I don't remember where. Not that it's moved that much. Where did we have a short signal? I think after this day, right? The last Tuesday. No. Anyways, current day signal short. Previous day was short. Yes. Big red body. I don't know what's up. Current 12-hour is short. Previous day signal short. We're not really near anything too interesting as far as major trend lines currently. Okay. On this index, we have a previous month is a long, short, was a long. Current month is a short. Again, my signals are merely and simply sweeps and held breaks. It's not the most accurate thing, which is why it's important that I have a lot of different confluence against around time frames and different assets, correlated assets. Current 12-hour signal. It's currently a short. Previous day signal. I would want for this to close, but definitely Nasdaq's more bearish. At support or breaking support. Previous day signal was a long kind of, I guess. So definitely not shorting ES. At support or breaking support, let's look. We're at resistance. I'm going to change this to relative strength. Relative daily strength. Okay. So, yeah. Interesting what's happening on the hourly right now. I feel like I'm getting an ambiguous signal between the two because, like, if you look here, this sweep and reaction, as long as we're over this, it's not a short. They need to both be shorts, or they need to both be longs. Right. Also, we're not close enough to the close still. I don't know yet if it's going to reverse color, how the candle is. Short. Previous day signals long. So, short NASDAQ is interesting. What might that look like? It's leaving that gap up there. Let's look at a market entry saying like we shouldn't go higher than here. And then we're aiming for maybe retracement to this trend line, something like that. So that would be one possibility. It's not necessarily the greatest risk-reward trade, but so another idea would be to we have a lot of chop. It might be reasonable to a couple ways. One would be a tighter stop. I don't really like that. One would be to use expect to get to one of these gaps, but again, like if I want to trade something, I'm just liking limit orders less and less, just wanting to be like less interested in getting the perfect entry, more interested in getting in the winning trade. But I think this would just be a paper trade. But in the interest of being in the trade, I think something like this. Or a 2.5 or something like that. Okay, so now I have a trade on the indices, and I have a trade on GBP, which again, I think I just want to be in the trade. I wouldn't actually expect to go all the way down there. Something like this. Okay, now let's move to Bitcoin and ETH, where it's still way too early, but let's just kind of look at them and decide that these are my money makers. So we will. The daily is leaving a big wick. ETH is sweeping. And so here's what I'm thinking for ETH and Bitcoin. If we were to close like this, the most likely thing is the start of a new range here. But we have a short on the 12-hour on Bitcoin. We have a short on the daily on ETH. Okay, ETH is showing relative weakness. However, the odds of just going straight down are quite low, but this is a very nice short signal. I quite like it. I'm interested in a short in this gap, and with the wide stop allowing for additional sweeps. This, we're spending a lot of time up here, and we swept the high. And my target would be maybe a retest of the breakout level. But yeah, this is where I would be interested in the limit order. Before we do this though, let us, it's still a bit early to do this, but let's do this. Okay. So starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a long on the monthly and a long on the previous month. So BTC, we have long, and we have long. Previous month signal's long, current month signal's long, previous week signal. I guess it's, I mean, it's inside. I guess it, I'm going to call it a week long. Current week signal is a long. Current day signal, I'm going to call it a week long, but did candle reverse color. Big falling wick is bearish. Level swept or ran. Well, I mean, arguably it's a short actually. It's like, it's not a long. That would be a close. Neutral. Did candle reverse color? No. Level swept around. We swept one. Current 12 hours is short. Previous day signal was a long. Let's look at trend lines. We're not at anything too interesting in terms of trend lines. Like we broke out and we're far beyond. So nothing too interesting. Like we broke out, but after a couple days of movement, which we've had, it's enough. Relative strength weekly signal. Okay. So let's look at dominance. I mean, it's still super strong. Like it should be an eighth short. Monthly, weekly, long, long. Okay, so we would be interested in an eighth short. I think liquidity is all clear, both for shorts and longs. There's not a lot of liquidity up here. Okay. So long, we have a week long. Current week signal is a long. Current day signal to me is neutral. We have a big falling wick, which is bearish. And we swept one, but we also held a break too. Current 12-hour signal. Previous day signal. Okay. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, ETH looks fucking weak, yo. Continuing to be weak. There might be enough confluence in the short term. So what do we have? The monthlies are still longs. So yeah, the challenge might be doing nothing and saying this isn't good enough. The current week, previous week was long, I suppose. I would call it a week long again here. Current day signal is short. Reverse color, swept levels. Yes, big falling wick and big red body. Level swept or ran. One. Current 12-hour signal was a short. Previous day signal was a long. Not anywhere too interesting. Local liquidity is, I don't know. ETH, BTC. On the weekly, like, I mean, we're in a downtrend on this. So the only possibly viable trade would be an ETH short here. But my understanding of price action here, you look at Bitcoin, it's likely to do a little toppy action here and not necessarily short, like have a big drop, but like retest the highs, sweep the highs, revisit the highs. I think it's unlikely to keep trending just because of the way this daily candle looks, and also because of the way of ETH looks. It's not an agreement. Where they're in agreement is on the 12-hour being bearish. Bitcoin dominance, interesting. I'm kind of interested in a Bitcoin short, like Bitcoin dominance. Like, look on a low time frame, the daily doesn't do justice to like on the 1 hour. That is quite a nice 1025. I'm itching to put on a trade. Guess what? I'm gonna wait for more confirmation, but the daily candle doesn't tell the story here, where actually that looks like a blow off top. So I'm kind of interested in shorting Bitcoin on a retest of the highs. Something like this. Look at this nice move down. Like, and look, ETH is actually where I exited yesterday currently. But this is a sort of situation where I would want to most likely short with a limit retracement and allow for another sweep. So maybe something like with ETH, it would be something like this. Which I don't really love because of how wide this stop is. Maybe something like this, where this is where a limit order is appropriate because we're likely to retest the highs. I wouldn't expect this whole move to retrace. Maybe just a retest here. But like ETH is essentially why this would be a short. It's off the 12-hour chart, and my understanding of ranges, like we sweep this low. Like there will be a retracement and a retest. So something I want to pay attention to is price range from, say, the move from here to here was about, well, what was the whole move? Was from about, yeah, from where we had a strong impulse. Our price range was from here to here. And And then we can expect a range to develop that is about a third of that. So let's say we expect it to go higher still. Something like this, maybe. But, I mean, ETH is giving a pretty good short signal. Bitcoin is giving a short signal in the 12-hour and is exhausted. And also, just out of interest, like how far did we go past? About 3%. Let's zoom out a bit and see where we might be reaching for. We're reaching for up here, currently, 32. It's probably a little bit early, but we were consolidating for quite some time. It's likely that we'll have some sideways and like some shallow pullback to give some kind of interesting, to give an interesting short opportunity. I would not be interested in shorting at the market here. Okay, it's 10:30. So what I need to do is not put on a trade for Bitcoin, but what I can do, man, what a shame I didn't hold. I don't even care if well, I would exit my ETH at the same level, roughly. Is about where I exited. But my Bitcoin could have been an extra 3,000. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, look at BTC.D. It's quite interesting. Like, where do you see red candles like that? It's not that common. Or candles that look like that. But yeah, maybe we probably want more structure. ETH dominance. While it's in a downtrend, I kind of like maybe trading them both. While we're in a downtrend here, ETH dominance. We are coming into a possible support area. But, I mean, I think people are preparing to sell their ETH, their staked ETH. Yeah, here, like, we're possibly going to just fucking break this. So I kind of like the idea of an ETH short, like the Shanghai update added. Once staking withdrawals are unlocked, institutions will be able to stake and earn a yield that will resemble fixed financial instruments. It'll create more demand for staking, but it will also allow people who want to sell who have been staked for years to do that. So, yeah. 60% of the stake ETH supply is at a loss. Well, people sell at a loss. Yeah. 90% of all supply of ETH is in self-custody. I don't know if I believe that. Okay, interested to see how the dailies close. If it's something like this, I think it's reasonable expecting for possibly. It might be too early, but I think it might be worth trading too. Okay, it's 10:34, so I'm going to go back to my other trades and consider if I still like to do them. And I think the answer is going to be yes. So GBP, I don't know that I love the NASDAQ short enough because I would like it a lot more if the S&P takes out this high here. It has a green day, and it has the possibility to close the day not as a swing failure. Well, unlikely. The daily on NASDAQ definitely looks like a short to me. Why is it good enough? Like we swept this low here, and then we swept this high, and then we swept this high again. We swept the high up here. The weekly. Oh, the weekly looks like a short too. The weekly on S&P 500, it's stronger, but it's also a short. Well, I'm going to try it just in paper trading. I'm not going to take it with live funds, but let us see how we do. Now, do I want to limit or market order this one? I feel like it's not so strong that the odds of breakdown are imminent. How does this change my risk-reward profile? And what is the likelihood of getting filled here? Pretty good, probably. My goal is just to have winners, though. Let's look at it on the 4-hour and think about, oh, there's a nice 4-hour gap right there. Why did price want to, yeah, 4-hour gaps are good. I can allow for a sweep. Let's look at the economic calendar. Let's see if there's anything coming up. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday CPI. Okay. Well, let's do this. Paper trading. Why can't I trade this? Okay, I'm looking at this 4-hour gap for my entry. And just try to swing down to over here, something like that. And this is just going to be a paper trade. Let's see. Okay, something like this. Now, Forex, how do I feel about it? It just feels sort of weird to do it when, like, the dollar is giving a short reading. But I'm seeing such weakness. You know, it would have been a great short. Just the sweep of that would have been excellent. Maybe I just paper trade him. I think I will try it in my FTMO account too. Something like this. Okay. Forex.com. I'm not gonna do it in my live account though. Maybe no. They give you such bad fills on market orders in general. Okay. The GBP trade looks better than. I might take it in my other one with small size too, actually. Okay, so in my FTMO, my stop is going to be 0.042. 3,000 divided by 0.042. Divided by 100,000. So how many watts I'm supposed to sell? Am I doing this right? Times 1.242. No. It should be like this. Okay, so let's go to my MT4. And we're going to GBP USD. New order, my volume is going to be 8.8. Sell by market. Immediately $70. That's my commission, I guess. Okay. And my stop is going to be 1.2477. And my TP is going to be aiming for a move back down to 1.21664. So I feel like I kind of need Forex to pass FTMO consistently. I'm not sure that I want to trade it in my live account. I'm also not sure that I want to trade it in my I'm also not sure that I want to trade it in my True Forex Funds account. Like True Forex Funds, I want to go one shot, one kill for that one now. Like I'm close to doing something. Okay. This wick is our first failed break, right? So we can maybe expect price action like this, possibly. 1046, so it's going to be time to leave soon. Not time to lose. We could also expect price action like this, possibly. But that would be a cover signal, right? No, that's multiple days of consolidation. We've just started here. Maybe price rallies tomorrow on ETH with this thing released. It's possible. That's possible too. Definitely not a market short kind of day. Possibly I shouldn't. Probably I shouldn't do anything. I should wait for a better, more obvious setup. Most likely. Where wait for Bitcoin to be weak on the daily. Just shorting a big green candle like this is a no. So we total 3. Moving up, not really a breakout though. It's been a while since I looked at Matic, but that's something that I used to like to trade. I should consider trading high liquidity alts maybe, because if ETH and Bitcoin give a similar signal, if they're going to be bearish. This one on the weekly is a short, actually. And on the daily is a short. But also isn't a place where it might make sense to bounce. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not a short yet. It's not even a cover long, really. Yeah, that was my target, is 30,300, would have hit on the money. So I expect to continue to push up to there, but yeah, the trader's going to trade. Okay, I'm going to leave to go surf pretty soon here. Part of my deal with myself to have a more stimulating option. Shorts have been much better than longs, but the ETH BTC chart looks crazy. Like, look at it on the monthly and the weekly where we are. Yeah, I want to short ETH. Look at this. I feel like it could have a crazy drop, possibly. Look at that. So, Bitcoin's too strong. Let's not do that. ETH has some shorts going for it. Profound weakness. Now, I guess the last question is like, do I want to do these index trades? Not really. I also don't really want to trade this with live funds. This could easily not work. And with two Forex funds, like I'm in a nice enough position. I just need to snipe one more win. So this is definitely, if I short, like it should be short of the highs. I think I should probably do nothing though. I think probably doing nothing is the wisest. And waiting for like a clear short on both of them. Where the next day, like it just feels too early. I might do it based on the 12-hour, we'll see. But yeah, ETH has crazy weakness. Okay, let's go. Let's pause this. Okay, back from surfing. I took GBP in my live account in addition to my MT5 or my FTMO. I want to wait. So my FTT True Forex Funds account is so close to, and I have a month. I just want to wait for like a fucking obvious sick trade, which will come if I wait. And not that this isn't a good trade, like I don't know, it may or may not be, but I would rather wait for something better for that. So just to review this trade, when I look at DXY, it looks like there's maybe further downside, but when I actually look at the Forex pairs, they're mostly signaling short to me. Or short reversal, like it's green. We have green weeks, but the area where we're struggling here, we've rejected this level twice before, and it appears that we're maybe doing that again. We did have a nice reaction off of this red candle, and perhaps we come up to test the highs again. However, what happened on today's candle is we came up and we took out Sunday's high and we took out Thursday's high. And we took out Thursday's high on a wick and just came down. So where I've entered is a retracement to a fair value gap. And my stop is to allow for another sweep of the current sweep. And in theory, what I like about this is that I think a signal is especially good when we take two levels at once. So that's what happened today on the last candles. We took two levels at once and rejected. Of course, this trade can be a loser. I also like where this high rejected up here, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's should have been AUD, just because it's been profoundly weak. You know, AUD would have made a great short where after here, like after that day, I think it was not really particularly safe, but yeah, right here into this gap, right like this, would have been money. Yeah, like a 5R, but that would have taken some time. Well, not off to the best start, but I mean, it takes time to develop, so let's see what happens. Indices. Let me log out here. I was in a paper trade. What was it? Oh, I took GBP on that paper trade too. Yeah. Not the best start, but we will see. Also, I accidentally over risked on this one. It's not too bad. I meant to risk 1.5%. I accidentally risked uh, a little over 2% because I did my math wrong on my position sizing. So it won't blow me up if I lose. Okay, so let us look at crypto, which is okay. I haven't done it yet. No, I did do it. We have a short on the 12-hour. It's not an amazing short, but something I want to point out is, so last Wednesday, by the way, nice move on AUD. Can we get GBP to follow? No. What's up with the euro? Euro is similar. It had a sweep, like it had a big candle body, but we swept 2 levels, rejected. We did have this big move up here. I mean, this could fail in the same way this one failed, where look, here we swept so much, and then we just went higher. Why did that? Yeah, I think my system is just not as reliable for Forex, but I'm still going to try. Yeah, this is what happens when I'm going to trade price watching. Okay, crypto. So the daily, like Bitcoin on the daily is long. ETH on the daily is short. So it should probably be a no trade. Now, On the 12, if we go to the 12 hour, ETH is still short on the 12 hour. But if we go to the 12 hour, Bitcoin is short on the 12 hour. Now I want to point out on the 12 hour, on the top on this day, Wednesday the 5th, ETH printed a short, and at the same time on the 5th, Bitcoin printed a short on the daily. So in terms of locally, like ETH printing a short on the daily and Bitcoin printing a short on the 12 hour makes a short possibly viable, but I'm also okay with doing nothing, especially since I put on one Forex trade. My interest is in shorting ETH. So does it look oversold to you? We're coming back into support. Well, we bounced once, we bounced twice. Well, let's look at this on the weekly. Like this is a breakdown on the weekly going back to December 2020. And the possibility of ETH really falling off a cliff is pretty interesting to me. So I am sort of interested in shorting ETH. Like that's a crazy dump, and we could get a reaction here, but no sign of that yet. Bitcoin dominance just continuing right up. Where's Bitcoin dominance headed if it gets out of this box? All the way up here, like, right? Huge, huge possibility. So it might be enough signal. It might not be. I mean, if I want to be like very careful, it's probably worth waiting, which is what I'll probably do, and hope that there's another signal printed tomorrow. Um, Looking at the daily of this uptrend, what do we have in terms of trend lines? Anything just like screaming, super obvious? This resistance isn't super important. Because it's, yeah, it's not. Like it would be important if we rejected here and came back to it. This is a situation where a retracement would be likely, and a possible another sweep. I mean, I would expect Bitcoin to, honestly, I expected a range here, like it's digesting, range and pullback, like each leg up has a profit taking leg down, which is smaller. I expect people to take profits up here. Let's put on volume. I'm interested in that top wick, what happened there. It had a lot of volume. What time was it? 9:15. Lots of volume. Extra volume.
Lots of volume. The only, I mean, there was higher volume on these candles, but that was the third most. Now, if we go to the 5 minute, yeah, huge volume came in here. I like I like trying when profit taking short. The thing is though, like, because we have that sweep of the 12 hour, it's 12:40, 12:26. I want to get out of here early today. Um, I'm not expecting any kind of major breakdown, but like a high probability, just some kind of pullback seems super fucking likely. So I want to think about the best way to structure that. GBP. I mean, it moved against my initial entry by a small amount, but I don't really hate what it's doing. I mean, it's not doing much really. Think about where. I mean, it can do absolutely anything, right? It could do absolutely anything. So, I mean, DXY is primarily the euro, right? Like, it's primarily inverse euro, if anything. GBP is a lot less liquid. AUD is a lot less liquid. Okay. So, this would be my idea. It's a 2R. Most of the confluence is on ETH being the short and ETH BTC being weak. And then locally on the 12-hour. Which, by the way, yep, say I was trading my daily exhaustion from last year, I would have set it up like this, and I would be in the trade. So I like that my daily exhaustion gave a signal here too. Obviously, it would be a terrible entry. There's a reason I moved away from that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try entering in this 1 hour gap here, saying, okay, it's going to spurt higher. And then I'm going to limit closes in an hour and a half, so we're close enough, and then I can log off early. So if this trade doesn't work, which it definitely might not, who knows if it will or it won't. I can blame it on the dollar having a misread. You're going the wrong way, yo. Turn around. Well, I mean, I have it so that I can go all the way up here, and even up here. So it hasn't really moved too much. Okay, I'm gonna try this. I trust my daily exhaustion as still being a pretty good signal. I don't know about ETH dominance. I feel like this is an area that it could bounce from. We haven't broken yet exactly. So I'm somewhat interested in splitting my order 50-50. Like this is an area where, well, I don't have a short on the daily for Bitcoin, so I should probably not do that. These are kind of one of my favorite setups, though, in terms of just having a huge pump and then a sideways, like one to multiple leg pump and then side consolidation and trying to get into the short. Well, let's do ETH just because it has been relatively weak and that may or may not change. So it'd be a 3R down to there. And I like, in this case, I like using the limit order. If we had a big dump into here, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. And then I'm gonna do this and then D5 2. So my target in MT5 would be like down here, and I can risk 2,000, and that would be a pass if this happens. Would this be crazy for this to happen? I don't think so. And again, I'm using a fair value gap entry here on a retracement, it just seems better in this case. It seems like too likely to have one more squirt higher, or even like if I wanted to be very safe, I could do something like that, but I don't really like it. Okay. MT5. Do it with the limit order. Risking 2,000 on a 1.7% stop divided by 8. What would my entry be? Would be a 1904. So we would have 59. ETH USD 59. This would be a pending order, 59. What if it just runs from us? Back up. There were several times last month that I set a winning ETH order and it didn't fill. Part of my goal is to get into more of these trades, right? So, like, what would be very likely to fill? Not the furthest edge. Maybe like right here. Okay, and what would this be? Yeah, I mean roughly enough to pass. I think, what do I need to pass? I need, oh, I only need 4,000. Yeah. So we can do this. We're going to do new order, pending order, sell limit, volume here. The price is going to be at 1901.56. And my stop loss is going to be at 1937.76. I understand we might sweep this high. I also understand I might not get filled. My take profit that I'm going to aim for is going to be down here at 1820.54. This one just seems appropriate to use a stop, use a limit for. Wait, I didn't have the right amount. That's okay. Okay, we're gonna limit, and our entrance is gonna be up here at 1901. And our target is gonna be let's say 1820. And what's the stop? 1937.76. Okay. Now, if I was going off the daily only, like, it wouldn't be good enough. But going off the 12-hour is okay. And I like that my daily exhaustion would have been filled but not stopped out. So that tells me shorts are on the right track. But yeah, I'd say so. I don't really like how this is starting. Do I want to just exit? Or do I want to trust it? I think the dollar hasn't opened yet. I mean, I'm essentially longing the dollar here, which is kind of crazy. Where, yeah, GBP is already just, actually straight up no wick. But look, where's it headed? Kind of just want to cut it and be like, we had a big move here and recovered. I am shorting a Green Day, which is like, I could have shorted any of these red days and it would have worked. I wonder if that's a thing. Shorting a red day. Longing the first Green Day. I don't know if that's really a thing. Like after 4 red days. After 4 green days. 4 red days to short the first Green Day. That seems dumb, right? Well, I have a signal, like, I want to trust my work. I mean, in retrospect, it's not really the best signal, like, it's an okay signal. I feel like it's a pretty good signal. Yeah. Let me just try to trust it. Yo, what was I doing on this day? Like, that's Friday. Thursday. When was this? Oh, it's at night. I'm not a fan of trading at night, but that's a nice long signal. Right here at right here. See how if I'm trying to, it's like, oh, there's a signal. It's such a strong signal, it doesn't even hardly retrace at all, right? Shallow retracements only. What did the day start? You know what would have made this candle a lot better is if it was red. Or if it was had a real big wick. Like, yeah, we did sweep. Yes, we did sweep. It's just moving against me, like. It's rare that a trade is negative the entire time. Technically, my entry was actually, because they gave me a poor entry, was right here. Well, Let me always trust my work. It doesn't mean it's going to win, but there's a probability. There's also this has been a major level, right? It's definitely not what I prefer to see, right? Like I want to see it move in my favor immediately, not immediately move against me. I guess there's a world where it wants to fill this gap here. $12. Yeah, definitely not short this thing. Well, if I made an error today, it's not the same error as the last 3 errors. So I can be happy on that. If I made an error, maybe it's live trading Forex when my system's maybe not ready, and when the dollar was giving mixed signals. And then also maybe shorting ETH when I don't have 1-day confluence with Bitcoin. Only 12-hour. Going into what could be pretty high volatility day tomorrow, actually. What is it? April 12th. Like, what's gonna happen to ETH price? Volatility. So if it's volatility, like, should I consider the possibility that I will be filled on a retracement? Price might like to sweep the highs. Yeah. So the possible sell pressure is 115,000 times price of ETH is almost 2,000, which would be $230 million a day. That's wild. Yeah. I'm gonna try him. I feel like the odds of getting filled on retracement are quite good on the 1 hour. It doesn't really significantly increase my risk reward though. So I don't know that I care that much. GBP, you have to pay attention to. That's a possible sweep area. That's a possible sweep area. Something I didn't draw, which is interesting, is there might be some local trend lines. That one's interesting. And then like a very local trend line. If that breaks, this one already kind of broke. We had a nice trend line liquidity. Okay, I feel uneasy, and that's the best time for me to log off. Okay, happy trading. Much love. Peace.